Hey, it is I, Coach K, owner of Wanna Go Fit. You know what I'm doing, saving the world 1 pound at a time. So, what we're going to talk about today is sustainable eating. I know you're like, what is that? But what it is saving your money as well as some time and just doing the best that you can for your meal planning for yourself and your family. So, in the building, we have Chef Tiff. Bring her in. Whoa! Thank you. Tell us about yourself, girl. Tell us about yourself.
Hello, everybody. This is Chef Tiffany Skelton of Miss Tiffany's Artisan Empire LLC, a subsidiary along with Flex Infusions Cuisine, which is the food portion of my empire. I am a conglomerate that focuses on kitchen woodworking, but also lately on foods. I have spent several years, over 20 years, with international cuisine and moved on to food as medicine, as well as working with high school athletes because I'm also a booster mom. Football moms, we got to feed those kids. And to feed a bunch of kids and have only one, you have to be smart with your money and know how to feed them. So I'm going to share some tips with you today on how to do that with Coach Key.
Chef Tiff.
Yes.
I know that cooking is something that not everybody likes to do. Hand up. Just saying. However, I do know the importance of cooking my own meals,
Yes.
making sure that I eat balanced, of course,
Absolutely.
and just as you said, eating for health.
Yes.
Food is medicine. So,
Yes. It is.
totally aware of that. Now, when I do my meal prepping, um, I like to think that I do well as far as using what I have.
Yes.
I am one of those people, I give myself a big high five when I do a good job and don't throw nothing away. I'm
Yeah.
talking about not a drop of lettuce, not a carrot, not a nothing.
Right.
I am extra proud of myself.
Good.
So I didn't realize though that it was a thing. So tell me about the sustainable cooking because maybe I'm doing it, maybe I'm not. I don't know. I feel good when I cook. That's all I. That's all
Yeah.
I have sometimes. What
So,
is that?
so sustainable cooking, just quick for a very brief background for me, came from growing up in Georgia as a country girl.
Mm.
Because growing up in the country people ain't wasting anything on the table. Let me tell you that. I remember, for example, my grandmother, when we were growing up, we all raised chickens, everything that could be slaughtered, cooked, grown, everything was done at home. If we went
Wow.
to the grocery store, that was a trip. That was a treat. So we didn't go to the store for anything. But I one of the things I remember are things such as when she made grits. Most of the time, she would take the broth from the chicken that she roasted yesterday. She would keep the bones because those bones have been roasted. They have a lot of flavor to them. They've already had added seasonings to them, so you don't need an extra thing of bouillon that you have to buy. So she would take those chicken bones and she would simmer them in water. And when they've been simmered for, let's say, 20, 30 minutes, you have instant flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And replace that water that you need for those grits, for
Mm-hmm.
example, and you have instant flavor. And there you go.
Man, my daughter makes her grits like that. Well, she
Mm-hmm.
don't do all the, but she does make her own
Mm-hmm.
broth and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Those some good grits, y'all. If y'all ain't never had
I'm
no
telling you.
grits with that,
I
okay,
am telling you. So
continue, right?
it's little things like that.
Mm.
Think twice of what you're doing with your ingredients because 9 times out of 10 they can be used twice instead of just once. Such as if you are someone who eats meat, take those bones, use another one, the gelatin. If you ever paid attention to something that's really gelatinous, let's just say like beef shank,
Okay.
or let's even easier. We are a rotisserie chicken age.
Tell
I can.
the truth, shame the devil.
We will grab a chicken from Costco,
You
from
were right. You
HEB,
were right.
whether it's for a salad or we're gonna divide that bird up into 5 different meals for the week.
She ain't never lied.
We all know that rotisserie chicken.
Sandwiches,
So if you
meals,
everything,
everything.
chicken and rice, roasted chicken, chicken salad, that rotisserie chicken is gonna go through it.
That is
But
true.
after you've taken all of the meat off of it, what are you doing with the bones? You can take the bones and make the broth. You can even put it in a freezer bag, which is something I do a lot of. I reserve the chicken bones from that's left over after
Yeah.
you use all the meats for all your meals
Yeah.
that you've used it for. Put it in a gallon size freezer bag, and every time you use herbs, anytime you use onions, anything, and put them in there, use that for a broth.
Oh.
Now, if you look at the bottom, there's like this
Yeah.
gelatin kind of,
Yeah.
that right
Yeah.
there is liquid gold in the culinary world. We
Okay.
literally strive for using that because it has so much concentrated flavor. Because what's
Okay.
happened is
Okay.
once you've cooked something like chicken or beef or any of those meats that
Mm-hmm.
have high collagen, high fat
High
content,
fat content. Mm-hmm.
when it drains down to the bottom, instead of adding more stuff on top of that to whatever you're cooking, let's say you're making green
Mm-hmm.
beans,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
roasted vegetables,
Mm-hmm.
take that collagen, put it in a Ziploc bag, and put it in the refrigerator. And the next time you make roasted vegetables or something, pour that over it. And I'm telling you, the most intense flavor will come from that. And this is from a roasted chicken. It hasn't been, so we're talking about health, right? So we're not talking about something
Right.
that's been fried. You didn't have to add any additional
Right.
seasonings into it. And now look what you've done with one Costco or one HEB chicken has turned into chicken salad, roasted chicken, chicken and rice,
I love
curry
that.
chicken and everything. We've taken the bones and we've paired that with onion ends,
Yeah.
the skins of garlic and onions. That's actually where garlic powder and onion powder are made from. It's not
It's
dehydrated.
the
It's
skin.
because it's the most concentrated part.
Is it?
It is. You wash those off, put them in a Ziploc bag, keep it in, and keep reserving all those discards from anything that's edible, especially produce, in a freezer bag.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the day, I have a Ninja 7-in-1, but it could just be a good old pot.
Okay.
Put that in there, put some water over it, and just let it go over a low simmer, and you have this amazing broth that has all these seasonings with it because it's broken down from maybe the parsley stems. We don't
Mm.
cut those up
I
and put them in
just
there.
I mean so right now I am a gardener, so I was harvesting so much oregano, right?
Hmm.
So I let it dry, and I've just been, shredding it and just tossing these
Hmm.
stems. Okay then.
Yeah, so you take all of those odds and ends from your produce that you're getting from the tops off of tomatoes. If you're a tomato eater, we
Mm.
don't eat the top where the stem grows out
Mhm.
of, or the
Mhm.
bottoms. We
Mhm.
usually slice or
Mhm.
roast or
Mhm.
use everything else.
Mhm.
Keep those. Tomatoes give off a nice umami, nice savoriness when they're roasted under heat.
Mhm.
If you've seen a lot of the latest videos in like Instagram and TikTok, you'll see a lot of chefs have been posting videos about roasting all these vegetables in the oven first, and then
That's your
you
feed. See,
you
that's how you can tell, y'all. That's right. Look, my content is people dancing, working out. You know what I'm saying? Perimenopausal rants. But okay, okay, all
and,
right.
and so when you start doing all of that, and it's like, well, why do that? You're one person. My son is a college student that is off, at Peru State in Nebraska, and I am an empty
Mm,
nester now. And yes, I
mm.
still do all these things, but I do all of these things when I'm making my meal prep. The first thing I do is I don't go to the grocery store and just buy grocery.
Okay.
First part to meal prepping is plan what you're going to eat. How
Y'all
many
heard her. Y'all
plan
heard her.
what you eat? I mean, literally write it down. I do make these planners that are from bamboo where I dry erase what is my general plan that I'm going to make from Monday through Sunday.
Mm.
And looking at that list, I will go and look and see what's in my pantry, what's in my refrigerator, what am I making, and see what I already have. Then go to the store. That right there is a huge money saver because how
Mhm.
many times, if you don't do that,
Mhm.
do we go grocery shop, even if it's just to pick up that basket that you end up setting in the grocery cart because you claim you need some more stuff?
Mhm.
How,
Y'all, did y'all hear the shade? Did you hear the
Oh, I just need
shade?
to set this in
Oh,
the
that was funny. Oh, that was a good one. I heard that. Okay.
But how many times do we just blindly go to the grocery store without planning and you end up picking up way more than you
You're
really
right.
needed to?
You're right.
We put it in the pantry. We put it in the refrigerator or in the freezer and say, yeah, I know. In your head, you know what you're going to use it
Mhm.
for when you're
Mhm.
buying it and you're
Mhm.
purchasing it. But as time goes by,
Yeah.
that hamburger meat is not red anymore. It's brown.
Right.
Or the lettuce is it got pushed to the back because you initially said I'm going to make this amazing
Mhm.
roasted chicken. Talking
Mhm.
about the chicken again. This roasted chicken salad with Fresno bell peppers and spring mix and la da 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 da. And but then some you had a friend invite you out and say, oh, you know what? I'm going to go out to eat, and then now the to go container just pushed that lettuce to the back.
Yes. Yes.
Now it's gotten lost, and now it's sitting in the back. You know, oh,
Mm.
what do I do with this?
Right.
You know,
Right.
and
Right.
so you take those things and you can compost those. And I can go off onto another tangent, but I'll just say briefly, I do compost a lot, and it's just something as simple as food grade 5-gallon bucket from Walmart. They're white, $2, and put a plastic bag in there and just put them in there and just put dirt on there and just keep putting scraps in there that you're not going to use. If you're not going to reuse it for eating anything, just put your scraps in there and it'll
Okay.
break down and turn into dirt, and you can add that to
To
your
your.
your dirt. And now we're saving on composting and dirt because do you know how expensive it is to buy
Yeah.
garden soil for your garden?
Yeah, it is. I like that good stuff too.
So it's
Yeah.
sustainable eating on top of just being nice to the earth that takes care of
Mm.
us.
I think I'm gonna have to take that one because in my mind I'm thinking composting. I do add like to my water,
Hmm.
like my eggshells
Absolutely.
and peelings of
Absolutely.
from cucumbers or something like that. I do try and do that, those things just when watering,
Hmm.
but I guess I never really thought about it for gardening,
Yes.
so thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But yes, when we plan out what we're going to eat before we actually go shopping, that in itself will cut out so much money because you shop with intent.
Ooh,
And so
ooh, I like
and go exactly to what you're actually going to shop for. It's okay to eat the samples at Costco and
that.
Sam's. Look, I get hungry too. I don't always eat before I go out,
Right.
but go shopping with intent. Buy exactly what you put on your list, and already we're cutting away money. That
Mm, mhm,
we're not
mhm,
wasting it. That
mhm,
it's going to end up in the back. It's going to end up going bad, or we got to figure out what to do with it.
mhm.
And the second part is if you buy bulk, I am one person and I still buy in bulk, even though it is just me. And it's not just because I love all my kids and nieces and nephews so much. Again, I'm someone who, even though, being a chef, I do prepare a lot of things at home,
Mhm.
but it's also what do I eat a lot of?
I
Bulk
like that.
shopping makes sense when you prepare a lot of the same thing. If you're someone like for me, I make a lot of roasted tomatoes in a lot of my food. I
Mhm,
love making pastas. I love roasted tomatoes when I'm roasting, summer vegetables.
mhm,
Like right now,
mhm,
eggplant, yellow squash, and
mhm,
zucchini is in season.
mhm,
And they are amazing with roasted tomatoes. So roasted tomatoes are in a lot of my cooking. So I go to River City Produce a lot or Chicho Boys. Those are
mhm,
my two big ones.
mhm.
And I will mass purchase tomatoes. So shop with intent. If you're going to bulk buy things, make sure it's something that you actually consume a lot of. Do you drink a lot of water? Bulk buy your water. If
Mhm.
you consume a lot of bananas, bulk buy your bananas, especially with the kids at home. I understand that grocery bill is real when they're at school versus when they're at home for the summer.
That is a true
And you're
statement.
trying to figure out what do I do?
Now, you mentioned the kids.
Hmm.
Um, as you've mentioned and as I've said, it is just me.
Hmm.
So when I cook, it is totally different
Hmm.
from when I had my children and so forth.
Hmm.
For someone who is single,
Hmm.
uh, doesn't like to cook,
Hmm.
right? What ways could you suggest to them to be able to still plan? Because mind you, they don't really care to cook
Right.
still, but they want to attempt to eat well.
Hmm.
And then, of course, we know eating out is very expensive, so we want to
Yes.
save some money too.
Hmm.
What suggestions would you? I mean, besides the rotisserie chicken.
How to do. But if you're someone who you know you want to eat, and you know, especially with all the recalls right now going on with the foods, and it's like this, the most common things: lettuce, eggs, peanut butter, cinnamon. I don't know why cinnamon was recalled a few months ago, but it was cooking with someone. So get together with friends and stuff. Find a foodie person who does
Mm,
like to cook, and
mm-hmm.
maybe they are their only person too,
Oh, that's a good
and it's like, you
idea.
know what, hey, we're gonna have dinner together on
Yeah, or have
Sunday.
a meal prep buddy,
Yes, have a meal
right?
prep
Do a
buddy.
meal prep
Yes.
buddy. I think that's a good
Yes,
idea.
yes. And if it's just like my son's godparents are still here in town, they're a full family of four, but it's just me. So a lot of the times we'll get together, have family time, and they know I love to prepare food, and so do they. That's our decompression and bonding time together.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yes, find that tribe, that niche, your person, your people, and make it an activity to bond together. Even the book, I believe, that's
Okay.
called Five Ingredients
I
or
have
Bust.
heard of that. So it sounds like your suggestion is if you don't like to cook, find something that has very few ingredients
Mhm.
to it.
Yes.
What about you mentioned the recalls on
Mhm.
like the produce and
Mhm.
all of the things. A lot of people throw away a lot
Yes.
of produce,
Yeah.
like you said. How if a person isn't buying in bulk, so that's one of the things that I had to stop doing
Right.
was buying in bulk
Of course.
because it was going bad too fast. What are some suggestions for people to eat live food? So your fruits, veggies, or so forth.
Mhm.
A nice little variety when planning their meals, but not going overboard
Right.
and being able just to eat what they buy.
Yeah.
Uh, how do you suggest they stay in those guidelines? Because the trash is eating more than they
Uh, Definitely. And those go too hand in hand with what I'm about to respond with the recalls that are
are.
happening,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it's something you already purchased and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
should I eat it?
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, what should I do if I don't want to be a bulk buyer? Is consumer packs. You have buy locally. There are places, again, I mentioned River City Produce is one of I've worked with them for about 5 years when I was volunteering at Taft High School where my son was a football player, and working with their football and basketball teams. One of the biggest things that they do a lot of is they offer something called a consumer pack. It's about
Heard of
18
them.
pounds
Yeah,
for, I believe, 20 or $25,
I've seen them.
and it's a box. And
Mm-hmm.
literally, if I don't need to go get something in bulk, maybe I have everything I need. Maybe I've jarred and canned and
Mm-hmm.
pickled everything I could for the last 2 months, but I just need a little something to go
Yeah.
for what I need to. It is enough in that box for one person or two, even, where that $20 will last you literally a whole week to pair with
Mm.
whatever it is that you're trying to buy.
Mm.
So I would say, and there are others that.
What I gathered from this conversation is in order to truly be a sustainable cook, you need to have like a ninja or a something, which I have none. I don't even have a toaster, okay? So,
Or even if you don't have any gadgets, the thing
okay.
is just find another reason to use what you have before you throw it away. If you have the ribs to green bell peppers you just made, throw them in a freezer bag. At the end of the week, I have every Wednesday I remake stock. Just have a day. It's like, you know
Mm.
what, you have a pot that is your stock pot. You have
Mm-hmm.
your 1 gallon freezer bag that has been reused every week. All your stuff goes in there. Throw it in the freezer. And then it's like, oh, that bag is getting full. That's your indication. Let me make some stock with it,
Mm-hmm.
or let
Mm-hmm.
me compost it because maybe you don't want to use it. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Do something else with everything that you have. And I'm telling you, because if you think back to, I don't care where you live or where you're from, wherever you are watching this video, you have memories. If you
Mm-hmm.
think of whoever you live with or who
Mm-hmm.
influenced you in your life, someone read you something
Oh
while they
yeah.
were cooking, and you're like,
Oh yeah.
oh,
Oh
I
yeah.
remember now, and I want to
Hmm.
know what
Hmm.
that is. So comment and
Y'all
tell
know
us what
what
it
it
is.
was. Y'all know what it was. It was
Mhm.
that bacon grease that sat there. Y'all know it was that
Yes,
bacon grease that sat on there, that old thing of Crisco that we used
yes,
that from the chicken grease and
yes,
all of the things.
yes. That was the first thing.
That
It's the
y'all
bacon
know.
grease.
What is y'all? She's right in the comments. We want to know.
What do you remember?
What
Everybody has a story that, oh, you
something.
know what? I do remember.
Exactly,
You have one.
exactly. I love it. All right, guys. So we want to thank Chef Tiff for coming through and just sharing some thoughts and ideas
Thank
of.
you for having me.
I honestly, like you said, when it comes to my passion is giving people the resources.
Yes.
My true passion is saving money. So
That part.
just being honest. But I do think that a lot of times, if we have the information, or if you plant the seed
Yes.
to, just want to follow up. So, guys, when it comes to sustainable cooking, take some of Chef Tiff's ideas. Go to some of these, and what do we call those packets again?
Oh my goodness,
The we
the
both
CSR
can't.
boxes,
There you go,
the
consumer.
consumer boxes,
There you
the
go, the
consumer box.
consumer
Farmers
boxes.
markets have them too. Go to farmers
Ah,
markets,
there you go. So visit your farmers markets, or your local produce
please.
stores if you can, and just get some of your materials that way and use them all. Like you said, if it's something that you're going to get and you get it and you're like, I'm not going to use it, go ahead, break it down, freeze it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, the stock. I
Yes.
am going to do a little better with that
Mm-hmm.
because I do feel like I could save on seasoning and so
Yes.
forth if I just reuse
Absolutely.
my stock, or what you call the Jew
The jus.
or the pot liquor, just by reusing some of those
Absolutely.
things. And like you said, if you are single or if you have a family, it doesn't matter. Saving money is saving money.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was good information.
Yes.
Next, now y'all, she alluded to that she was a booster mom. So that means that she is the parent of an athlete. So next time that we have Chef Tiff back, we're going to talk about some of those things that we don't necessarily think about when it comes to our kids and feeding them while playing sports.
Absolutely.
Because again, we're on the go, right?
Yes.
We're on the go, and you're even busier if you have a child that plays sports. So
Oh,
we're
absolutely.
going to talk about that, just making sure that they're getting what they need, and that again, you're saving money because you aren't running through the drive-throughs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sustainable cooking, even if you're not cooking. That's what we want to make sure we're doing.
Right.
So, thank you again for
Thank
coming
you so
through,
much. Thank you so much.
guys. Till next time, man. We're out here saving the world 1 pound at a time. Comment below something that you learned from this video, something that you would like to know, what it is that you remember that was reused in your house. Just saying. And hopefully we'll get a chance to reconnect another time. Have a great day, guys.